Yeah, you already know what it is. We back again one more time. Welcome to the Teddy Talks podcast show. We in the building. People, put your hands together, man. We in here. It's your boy here, Teddy R. Belly, back again. I got my brothers in the building with me. This is going to be a very special night. Fellas, go ahead and introduce yourself one at a time.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name's Cornelius. If you don't know me, I'm Cornelius's other half. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn near twins. So, you know, I'm excited and I'm really, just glad to be here.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? It's Loso, in case you ain't know so. I'm glad to be back again. First episode was classic, you know, so I'm definitely honored to be back for another show with my boy. So here we are.
Blessings. Go ahead, Sensei.
What's up, everybody? My name's Ralph. Here with my boys. I'm glad to have this conversation. Long overdue. Thank you for having me on this podcast.
Most definitely. Shout out to Penthouse Studios for hosting us.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a beautiful night.
Yes, sir.
But yes, people, this is part 2 to a conversation between brothers. We're gonna dive into some interesting topics, people, and just really catch a vibe and have some real introspective talk tonight. So fellas, you know, how y'all been doing, man? What's been going on? How's your mental? You know, tell me how y'all been doing.
I mean, everything's been going as well as I deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really look for, life to give me the best it has. I just try to make the best out of whatever situation is going on. So I'm just really excited that none of that's kind of like tore me down. And, just the opportunity to keep going forward or moving forward is, a reward in itself.
Yeah.
Most definitely. What about you, Los?
I'm good, man. I'm learning right now to like value like the quality and the quality of my relationships with just different people.
True.
It's crazy because like I just been feeling like that for a little while, and it seemed like lately I've been reaching out more to like people around me, and I think what it's done for my mental is just kind of just helped me to like realize like how not alone I thought I was, like sometimes when you get into your own head, you tend to just not really reach out sometimes. And I've been in that place for a while. So it's just, I've been putting a good focus on relationships and keeping those relationships healthy. And it's been nice, man. It's been really good for me. So that's kind of where I'm at.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is dope. For me, I've been pretty good. Most of the things I've been really like focusing on, just observing, just like being still in the moment. In that situation, I've seen a lot of things about myself where I probably definitely can fix. A lot of shadow work, that y'all know what that is.
Yes,
So it's like dealing with that and just coming to awareness of that. Like you said, it's like a reward in itself.
Yeah.
So that's so far so good in the process of that.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I just been really just working on myself. Self-care. That's really been the big thing for me. Taking care of me, because as y'all know, I go hard for my people around me. I tend to overextend myself, as a form of affection, to just, make sure I'm there for people. And I've been putting that love that I give out back into me, making me feel better, doing things for the betterment of me. I honestly want to say this is like my me season right now. I'm a little selfish.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be, man.
So,
See nothing wrong with that.
nah, not at all, man. Not at all, man.
That's what's up.
So, what kind of music y'all boys been into lately, man? What y'all boys been on?
I really don't want to talk about the subject right now because it's gonna drive. It's wild. I'm listening to Japanese jazz.
What? That sounds fire.
Dog, like, I don't know if y'all familiar with like, that old Toonami when we grew up, like, the old shows that had like that intro that just like, what is this? So I'm catching up on some old anime, and then I was like, I wonder what it, and I just went down a rabbit hole. That's all I'm listening to right now. I don't know what they saying. I don't know what they talking about. but the vibe, oh my gosh.
Been unmatched.
Listen,
Yeah, they got some trap ones too. That's really yeah, for real. He on the song.
Man, that's actually really dope. I think the last week, I've been on a like 90s music and shit, like 90s R&B and 90s hip hop. Like, I was in the car with this man, and so we listening to, I'm not gonna say, but we was listening to like some like New Jack Swing, and Cornelius was sitting there, and he was just like, "Bruh, I'm really trying." He was like, I'm trying to catch this dude flow, but I can't catch it. And I was like, you not a New Jack Swing guy? He was like, nah. I was like, bro, that joint fire. But I would listen to a lot of New Jack Swing, listening to like, I heard Legal Drug Money by Lost Boys recently, and it's like a 90s record.
Never heard of that.
Lil' Kim sampled it. She sampled them on one of her hit singles. And that joint's fire. I was like, dang, bro, I gotta really dive back and listen to a lot of stuff that
Who is this group?
they call Lost Boys, and the name of the song is like Legal Drug Money. But yeah, I've been listening to like 90s music and shit, so I ain't gonna keep it going that long, but that's what I've been on.
Keep it 100. I haven't really been listening to music.
Yeah.
I really haven't. A lot of podcasts and a lot of like financial literacy stuff. Personally,
Sensei.
nah, for real. I just literally been on totally different stuff. But about 2 weeks ago, I was listening to Vince Staples. Fire.
yo,
Love
man,
him,
listen,
bro.
Like,
listen.
Love that guy.
He already know that, like, as an artist himself, but outside of that character too. I don't know if y'all watch some of his like interviews and how he
His
just be-
interviews are some of the best
Bro,
out
genius.
Man,
Some of the best
his music,
interviews.
His music is pretty solid.
Yeah.
So that's the last person I would say probably.
Dang.
I'd probably listen
That's
to.
good,
But
bro.
yeah,
Now I gotta go do a dig on him.
Vince Staples, nice.
Yeah,
Nephew.
I've been back going down that Outcast, rabbit hole. I've been stuck on Equipment probably for like the past month. Like,
That's a solid album.
first album I ever bought.
yeah.
That is literally the very first album I ever bought. When my mom was like, all right, you can go pick your own music now. First CD I picked up.
Okay.
Literally. So,
Aquemini.
Equipment
Yo, that's so dope. What led you to Aquemini as a kid?
The cover, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the covers, the
That
artwork.
cover,
Yeah,
the artwork.
The
was
artwork back
something
then is just
crazy.
unmatched.
Yeah.
That was
Unmatched.
crazy.
That's
bro.
just like what's the game? Def Jam. Remember the old Def Jam?
Yeah.
Compared to like the Def Jam they had where you like doing the remix, that shit was trash. But that shit was trash. But the old Def Jam Vendetta, that shit was fire. That
Yeah.
artwork is definitely that would caught mine too.
Dang, so y'all really hopped off Outkast. You hadn't heard no other song before that? You just saw the cover and was just like,
No, well, see, the thing
Nah,
was,
yeah.
I want to say, the very first song I heard from Outkast was
Rosa Parks.
yeah, was Rosa Parks. I was at a
Parks.
family reunion and it literally came
Changed
on.
my life.
Bro, I was bopping around the family reunion the whole time. They ran that song back probably a
Yeah.
good 7 times.
That
Just
was-
bopping around. And then I ended up going to the CD store because at that time, you had the big ass CD player back in the day.
Damn.
Yeah, man. The JPC, I think that's what it was. Yeah, man, big ass CD player. Mom was like, you got a CD player for your birthday. Go ahead and grab you some CDs.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, a CD player ain't nothing without that big ass CD holder.
Oh
That
yeah,
could-
so that
oh,
bit
dude.
don't skip.
And then,
He said, "Don't skip."
I don't want to divert the topic, but do y'all still buy CDs?
Hell no.
no,
I haven't bought a CD.
No,
Last CD I actually bought was
absolutely not.
Born Sinner.
Really?
That was the
No.
last CD I actually went to the store and bought.
Man, I still like to go buy a CD, bro.
What you playing?
why?
I don't know.
I'll get a vinyl.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
Now I do
totally
want to become a
different.
vinyl collector, but for some reason I'll still go buy a CD. I haven't bought one in a minute, but I still would go buy one. If it's like a CD, I feel like it's like,
If you're a fan
Classic.
of their music, yeah, I don't see
yeah, I'll go buy it.
That's how I feel about Crit.
Yeah.
He been silent lately.
What's that?
He been silent lately.
Yeah,
right?
man, he's solid.
When he dropped the
What
project,
you mean?
When?
like what, a couple months ago, fire.
No
Yeah.
way.
Fire.
Digital Roses.
Have you
Don't-
Yeah, I
ever
told you I
wrote
haven't really listened to music.
Yeah, you have,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
He,
It's
he
been
on
a
tour
while.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. You.
Yeah, bro.
We
I'm telling you.
after this, I'm sending you everything.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
It's good, bro.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Always solid. Y'all know me. I'm very, very critical of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I can say that. My favorite artist. But no, man. I literally just want to say to all three of y'all, minus one person that's not in the room,
Yeah.
these are my three best friends in the whole world.
Yeah.
You know, these are my three best friends in the whole world, and each one of you play a very pivotal role in my life, and I got to work on that stuff, but y'all play a very big pivotal role in my life. How each and every single one of y'all came in, like Ralph, met over the phone, dog, talking shit about video games, and
Still talking shit about video games.
to this day,
Dog, that was such an organic relationship, dog. That was hilarious.
out of nowhere, dog.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talking
bro.
shit over the phone, and this man come home and inseparable since then. And then y'all bring this man around,
Hey, listen.
and all y'all just like, oh, Cornelius, meet Cornelius, and
What? Yeah.
it's stuck.
It was two.
The wild thing was like, oh, this is Cornelius Robinson. This is Cornelius Robertson. Wait, hold
Yeah,
on.
it was
Yeah.
crazy.
That was
That was
wild.
crazy.
Wait,
That was-
run that back.
Yeah.
Hold on. How you spell your? No, get out of here.
Yeah.
So like once we had that connection, that was it. I don't
Brother
think we
Sam.
need to go any further than that.
Yeah, brothers ever since.
Yeah.
Twin.
Twin.
Yeah,
literally.
that actually is crazy. when you
That
think about
is. That was crazy.
That. That ain't normal.
It
That's
really
so
is
different.
different.
It's like literally.
The chances of that is, I want to say like
That's that.
so small.
That's
But
why.
the fact that it just happened,
It
then
ain't gonna happen again until I have me a jit.
Mm,
Oh, you gonna have a junior?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Let's go.
I advise you to plan that shit
Oh, no,
out
I ain't in no
properly.
rush.
Take your time.
I am in no rush.
Take your time, baby.
I am
Take
in
your
no
time.
rush.
Definitely.
Like Gucci Man said, you can't be out here broken in love. It just don't work.
That's facts.
Just don't work.
Facts.
But so the topic for the night, man, I wanted to talk to y'all boys about is growing up as a black boy in a 2-parent household.
Oof.
I can say for myself,
Mhm.
it was not an easy thing because I grew up in a house with my mom and her husband, who isn't my father.
Okay.
So the relationship was strained from jump,
Okay.
which made me isolate myself a lot because I didn't feel the same. You don't feel the same way when he interacts with his kids. That's with my mom compared to how he is with me. So it changed the dynamics in the house. And as I got older, I saw myself just not wanting to be around at all. And I backed off a lot from a lot of shit. Which I honestly probably put a bigger strain on the relationship in the house. Because of my, not wanting to be around, not really wanting to do family things. I got to take some accountability in that. Even though I was a kid, but looking back now and looking on it and reflecting, I could have did things differently. And it plays a big role in how I treat relationships now. So, what about you, twin?
Before I get started, I just want to give a shout out to my mom and my dad, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all. Like I tell y'all right now, I wasn't the easiest kid, but y'all did everything for me, and I'm forever grateful. But the one thing that I've learned since that time till now is how grateful I should have been, or how grateful I am just to be in that two-parent household. Because like when you really take a look around and you see like most of your homeboys, most of your homegirls only got one parent, and most of them is just the mom.
Yeah.
Or like if their dad is around, there's nowhere near. Even though like we have our conflicts with our fathers and stuff like that, nowhere near the character of our fathers. You know what I'm saying? So just being able to see that, and now that I have my own two boys, it just inspires me to just do so much better, to make sure that they have that opportunity to have two parents and grow up and with that mindset, like, okay, like I got both my mom and my dad. It doesn't have to be as difficult as I see the environment around me. So now that I felt that, I seen that, I experienced that, with everybody around me, it's like, all right, I've learned to love it and appreciate it so much more.
Mm.
That's well said. Well said. First shout out to my mom and my dad for sure.
Yep.
Definitely gotta give a shout out to the mom.
Definitely a big shout out to them. Yeah, man, being growing up in a two parent household is obviously a blessing, and I feel like my parents both have like really good morals. You know what I'm saying? They carry themselves in a pretty good way. I really can't say anything like I don't have any cons. You know what I'm saying? Like they were really good parents, and having them both around was really great. And my mom didn't work, so my dad worked and my mom stayed at home. She was at home mom, and she took really good care of us. You know what I'm saying? And make sure we stay out of trouble and taught us to do the right thing. I have no complaints. I'm definitely thankful for them, and it was a blessing like to have two people that care about you and be there and guide you along the way. Because I definitely, like I said, I had a lot of friends who didn't have like fathers and stuff like that, and they used to kind of like talk to me about it and stuff. And one thing I say about my dad as well though is I seen him taking a lot of fatherless like kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my dad always.
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of made me really, I guess, value it even more, and appreciate even more. Seeing, but I at the same time also want to commend my dad for being a spiritual father to so many people. Like some. So that's a lot to do that, and then go home and then be a father to your kids.
Two different fathering.
Yes,
yeah.
So
two very different fathering. Yeah,
exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely thankful, for them, and I think that they did a more than exceptional job, bro. Like I look up to them in that right, and I pray I just continue that forward, with my kids.
Ralph.
Oh man. Shout out to moms and pops.
Shout out to mom and pops.
Love y'all. Definitely more pros than cons. Having both parents, I can say they did an excellent job raising me and my brother. However, there are cons that people don't like to speak on when it comes to these dynamics. So like I have friends that grew up without father figures as well. Some still turned out to be really great, and then you can have some with family, both parents, and don't even be shit.
Facts.
So it's like in situations, it just depends on how I look at it now. Is more of the mentality, like how you plant those seeds in a kid. So, again, that's your first relationship.
Yeah.
That's your first like real preview of what a relationship consists of and what it builds to be the material. However, you can have both parents in a household and feel like they made a mistake, and now you have to separate. It doesn't make both of them a bad parent. It didn't work out.
Word.
But if you keep that essence that y'all created, which is a child, I feel like that child will have a fighting chance if you give it the certain resources and experience and wisdom that you need to put into that. But coming into a family of both parents, it's vital to have that. It's really important to have both parents in the household, regardless if it's step or biological. Long as you have those figures in place, that's going to pretty much instill into those kids. I think that is key. But I can see the pros and cons in both now. But I am grateful to be able to have both of my parents in my life to even give me who I am today, pretty much, to like be here pretty much. I got to pay homage for it. So like, yeah, like Carlos was saying, like I would, to even have a bit of that to put forward, like to continue that legacy. Yeah, for sure. I gotta pay homage to that.
Very well said, dog.
I can honestly say, man. And first of all, shout out to my mama.
Shout out, mom.
Yeah, it's definitely shout out to her husband because I took great qualities from him because one thing I can honestly say, he was a provider and lights were never off, water was never off, food was always in the house, and both of them worked. So I took that from him because one thing I do is work. Like y'all know me. I missed a lot of events because I used to just work all the time. That's all I knew. And shout out to me and my mom have a very great relationship now. Since I became an adult, the transparency between us, being able to really have the conversations that were hard to have as a kid, now is really, eye changing. It's mind changing for me. My mom sees me in a new light. Not only am I her son, but I can honestly say me and my mom are friends.
Yeah.
I can literally sit here and have those great conversations that need to be had. Because it was hard telling my mom I was depressed.
Yeah.
Because my mom sees me as, through y'all.
Yeah.
She sees me through y'all. Like,
Right.
Cornelius always happy. He always with Lowe's, so he with Ralph or he with Cornelius. But to tell her those things and her to actually seeing it, like, wow, I would have never knew because you mask it so well. And I told her, I said, I learned that from you. I learned how to mask those things because I seen, times when she was going through it and she still put on, her game face and cooked the 5-course meal.
I think most women have that game face.
Facts.
Like they stronger than how people really portray them. Women is strength
They have
in
to.
so many ways, bro. Like in so many
Facts.
physical,
Big facts.
spiritual, mentally, like they there.
Yeah.
Again, it's just going back to the single parenting. Like I feel like you do have a certain percentage of people that does make it out fairly, depending on that mindset or that drive of that individual in that situation. But you can have parents that's abusive, both fighting all the time, and just because you have both parents in there doesn't make it seem like it's a healthy fact.
Facts.
So like now you brought up a child that thinking hitting women or saying niggas ain't shit. It's natural.
It's
a
normal.
norm.
Yeah.
So like people, that's what I'm saying. Like the dynamics of it, having both parents in the house, I don't really feel like that makes a home if it ain't no love really there in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just pick and choose wisely. Like that's all I can say in that situation because it's no other way around it. Like the minute you have a child with somebody, you bond to that person. And that's something that you got to really take in serious consideration. Like this person, I have a bond with.
Yeah.
So like, regardless of how that situation go, you got to make sure you solid with this person, so you and this child can pretty much grow. So like, going back, I mean, go on these rants, but you know what I'm saying, like,
talk, man.
but
You're on topic.
going back to what you were saying too, do you feel like you can be friends with certain family members, like your siblings?
Ooh.
I can honestly say now, like me and my sister are close.
Okay.
Like,
Stop, man. We not going there.
nah, we ain't gonna do that.
Okay.
But you stupid, bro. Me and my sister are close, man. My sister used to want to be like me at one point. Like the bullshit I used to do, and I used to hate that because it's like you can't be me.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's not your lane.
It's not.
And I was doing that out of pain. I was just filling voids at that time.
Yeah.
And that's not something I want for her.
Yeah.
And to see her where she's at now, she's married, got degrees. It's a beautiful thing seeing my sister in that light.
Yeah.
It's so different. And then I look at my brother, he's just like me. Into music, poetry, like everything that I thought my siblings weren't picking up or didn't like, both of them picked it up.
Yeah.
And it blows my mind every time when I sit back and think about it. He's getting ready to graduate from college, man.
Oh, he about to graduate already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
bro.
Shit
No way.
yeah, dog. That shit is crazy.
Crazy.
No way.
Time be moving, boy.
Somebody-
Crazy how long we been
Yeah,
around each
bro,
other,
that's
dog.
crazy.
That nigga was still in what? I think he was in middle school when we all met.
That's wild. This man is graduating college.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, congrats. Congrats.
Shout out, baby, bro.
Yeah.
Dang.
A little quick segue. Have y'all ever like took that idea like y'all parents is people too?
100%.
Like I didn't realize that until like maybe recently. Like I always thought of them as just parents. Like, you know, that's my mom, that's my dad.
Oh, no. Okay, yes.
Not realizing
Yeah.
they own people
Yeah.
and they had to deal with their own like when I had to really like do some soul searching on myself, and I had to like identify some of the things that I was going through, and then connected it, you know, with my parents, and then I had the conversation with them, and I was like, damn, you know,
Yeah.
they learning they learning as they go, just like I am.
Yeah.
So how am I going to sit there and harbor, you know, these feelings, these emotions? I'm glad I had the opportunity to be able to talk to them about it. But I was like, damn, they people just like us, you know. They a little older, you know. And I looked at them, you know. Oh, this mom, this dad, you know, they supposed to have it together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then when you really like take that step back and realize they people too,
Yeah.
like that shit
It
changed
humbles you, bro.
that shit changed
It
my world,
humbles
dog.
you.
I was like, all right, cool.
It truly humbles you.
You talking about you giving them all sorts of passes? Like
Yeah.
you sit there, you give somebody a pass that don't even deserve that shit. But then you harbor this, you know, frustration with your parents for so long because, you know, they your mom and your nah. After I had those conversations with my parents, I was like, all right, cool. You know, now I understand. Now I get it. And then like what really put things in perspective is like, damn, I got kids now. What if my kids feel this way about me?
Yeah.
I hope I can have these they can have those conversations with me, be open with me, so that, you know, I can just let them know, like, hey, man, I did the best I can do. This is, they ain't no, like my dad say, ain't no book on this. Man, they don't teach you about this shit, man. You just learn. And I was like, you right, Pop.
Yeah.
You right.
It's trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always.
Definitely trial and error.
Yeah, to jump off your point, I think when I had that moment with my dad, I was talking to my dad, I was like 27 or 28 years old. And I don't know how we got to talking about what he was doing at 28. And he was like, bro, I was standing in the hallway at my house, like at the house, freaking out because your mama just gave birth to twins. My dad said he was, you know, he had to go to the house to grab some stuff because she had just had the baby. So he run the house, he getting all this stuff out the room, whatever. And my mom at the hospital, she already had the babies. And he was like, I got twins. He wanted to know, I got twins. He was like, oh shit, I got twins. He said he just sat there, he was freaking out, like he was like, I got twins. Like I gotta raise these kids.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get it to somebody. Like and he just said, like, in that moment when I realized, bruh, he was 28. I'm like, bruh, if I was at this moment at 28 thinking I got twins, y'all gonna have to check me in somewhere. Like, so it was at that point when I was like, dang, like I'm already at the age my dad was when he started having us. So it kind of put stuff in perspective for me, where it's just like, bro, like you really had to figure this out at this age. Like that's crazy. Yeah. And I mean, some people may not figure that's a bad age to have kids, 28, you know, but in my mind, where I'm at 28 years old, I'm like, bro, I couldn't think of a worse time.
That
like
is hell.
So, so the thing, he was already married and stuff and having kids, it kind of puts stuff in perspective for me and be like, wow, like I guess kind of looking at my own life and where I was at that moment and where he was at that point, it was like, it kind of puts stuff in perspective for me to be like, dang, like he really had to figure this out and he really learned how to do it. So I don't know, like just thinking about that that moment with him kind of made me think about like, dang, like my parents are people too. Right. They had to just at some point just figure it out, like, and you know, even within the midst of their own stuff. So I don't know. I thought that was dope, like just hearing that conversation, because
Nah, that's real.
yeah,
My mom had me at 19, dog. Yeah, dog. So, and my old boy wasn't around, so she literally had to figure that shit out from 91 to 96 by herself until she got married to her husband. So it's just me and her. So those, I don't remember everything, but looking back at pictures in my grandmother's house,
Yeah.
you know, those moments between me and my mom were freaking dope. Like, mom's had me everywhere, and it was just us vibing. So it was always a beautiful thing.
Can I ask you about that?
What's up?
Like, you just brought up a good point about how like it was just y'all, like it was just us. So like, I mean, you like, do you feel like that? When you spoke earlier about how the dynamic of a two-parent, because he just talked about how everybody thinks a two-parent household is always just naturally, just automatically more healthy.
Yeah. I think
But
it's
here you
sweet.
are talking about you and your mom, and that to you was like,
Dope as hell.
yeah, like I remember J. Cole said that I was watching J. Cole interview, and he said that his best friend, his like good friends, whatever, said like it used to be just him and his dad, and he loved it. Like, and then his dad got married, and he was like, bro, when she got married, it was like she stole my light, and I was like, damn, like, and he said he felt the same way about his mom. So I was just kind of like,
I feel where you coming from. I don't want to say it stole my light
Mhm.
because I actually wanted a dad.
Yeah.
Because I seen my cousins with their dad and in the backyard throwing the football, you know, teaching you small things like how to put put a hammer to a nail, you know, how to change a tire. Like, bro, I had to learn all that shit by myself. Like, first heartbreak, all that shit. I wanted a dad for that. But a lot of that shit, you know, I felt uncomfortable talking to my mom about it, so I dealt with that shit in private. You know, I've told each and every single one of y'all in like on personal time, like I low key was kind of jealous of you guys and y'all dad's relationships because I looked up to that shit. So I was like, dang dog, I wish I had them type of talks. Like, it's cool when I'm around and you know y'all old boys be like, you know, you my son, you know, you come talk to me about anything. It's like, yeah, I needed that shit at 12, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I needed that shit, you know, at 16. I needed that shit at 17 when I got a chick pregnant. Like, I needed these talks then because I ain't know what the fuck to do with myself. But, you know, I'm glad I figured it out, you know, through trial and error. And I'm in a good space now. You know, I ain't got no kids yet.
yeah.
None I know of, but, you know.
This guy.
Nah. You mind if I ask you another question?
I just joking.
Like,
Go ahead, G.
who are, like, so in that instance, like, who are some people that you would feel like you would want to acknowledge, like people who you feel like stepped in for you in certain moments, like?
I can honestly say, shout out to my godfather, Victor Hickson. He played a very pivotal role, as in my childhood. My older brother, rest in peace, Byron, kept me grounded in music, singing, being in church, playing the drums. He kept me grounded. Y'all pops, like when I met your dad, instantly it was. I got treated like I've been in the family my whole entire life. And then when I met Ralph Peoples, you know, I'm at the house all the time to the point it felt like I lived there.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I get in trouble for everything. Getting that cussing, your mama. I ain't gonna do the voice
Go
right.
for it, bro. She'll love you for it. Go ahead, mom. Little shout out to you.
Now around me. Yo,
I do it right on time.
No, that shit
Right
never
on time.
fails,
Never
bro.
fails.
but
Ralphie.
and then your parents twin, like I became Cornelius number 2 in the house. I was just a spiritual one. But I was ratchet. But it's like, y'all like these men like really stepped in and really did some dope shit for me.
Hey, shout out to them, man.
Yeah,
shout out to
them.
them.
Shout out to
bro.
y'all old
Yeah,
boys
yeah.
and the men that
Shout
really
out to
stepped
them.
in and really did some dope ass shit
Definitely.
and really guided me in the right direction. Cause I could really be in jail right now. Cause like if I really went through on half the shit I honestly wanted to go through on, and yeah, I'd probably be in jail. So thank God for that, man. Having genuine people and y'all just being genuine dudes yourselves and welcome me in as a brother. You know, that really means a lot. You know, brotherhood is really one of the most important things. And I learned that through you guys. Because we've all had our
Facts.
spats where we went head to head at each other. But the brotherhood always stayed genuine and real, and
Right.
that means the world to me. That I can literally, look at y'all as my brothers. Literally, y'all, like my mom calls each and every single one of y'all her kids. Like if she could file y'all on her
I be
taxes,
saying
she
all
probably
the
would.
time. I say all the time in Publix.
Yeah,
I be saying it most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like again, it goes back to what we were saying, full circle. Growing up with a single parent for 5 years, 6 years, is just to show you like her structure of who she was as a person drove her to do better, to be better, to got something. Like you was pretty much like that changing point. Because the minute you have a kid, bro, that's it. Like it's straight. Figure it out.
facts.
It's no second
facts.
guessing. You figure it out. So by the time you having kids, you know what I'm saying? By the time you having
Sweating
a
over here,
kid, bro,
boy.
you just
God,
gotta
no, boy.
you gotta be a couple steps ahead just in case if that scenario don't work. I got this one in place, and it just continue to come like multitask. Sometimes, do you believe in situations like everything has its purpose, right?
Oh yeah, everything that happened was for a reason.
Okay.
Like I used to be like, if I could go back in time, I would really like go back to the 7th grade and change, and stop myself from hanging around a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah, bro. Like I don't want to talk about it, but yeah,
Okay.
7th grade is where life changed for me.
I got you.
Like life completely changed, and it became. I met the real world in the 7th grade. So if I could go back and prepare myself and be like, nah, bro, sit by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sit your ass in the inside the cafeteria. Like I would.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about that question when I'm asked is like if I would go back, I wouldn't change a thing, but the one thing that I would adhere to is I would enjoy the moments a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I was so quick to fucking grow up, man, and that shit came and bit me in my ass real quick. That shit came real fast, and then like your parents try to warn you, oh no, don't do just stay a kid. No, once you an adult, that shit is game over. Ain't no reverse, ain't no fucking backwards, none of that shit, boy. And it's just like, all right, cool. Now I got all this responsibility. Now I got all this, I don't even want like debt and all this other bullshit that you ain't even really prepared for. And it's like, now, all right, cool. What I do next? Where I go? And then like Cornelius was saying, man, like that brotherhood, the importance of brotherhood, man. Like without y'all, like all y'all in this room know what I would have done. Like I was on some wild shit.
Yes.
I was on some crazy,
Right.
like I went insane. I briefly went, I don't even think it was that brief. I went insane, and I thought like my logic was correct, and I thought that I was like, this was the only way to get this done. And it makes so much sense. And my brain was just like, all right, cool, we're gonna do this. Right? And then like talking to y'all boys, y'all, nah, you tripping. Calm down. It's gonna get and like just listening to y'all boys, man, like that shit really like changed my life. And my other friends, James, y'all remember
Three.
Rico?
Oh, come on,
yeah,
man.
Rico, Pat,
3.
like
Big Pat.
without every single one of y'all, man, I promise y'all I wouldn't be here. I promise y'all I wouldn't be. I was on some reckless wild shit, and just it took for me to like take a step back and realize like, all right, cool, something's wrong with me, or the way I'm thinking isn't correct. Let me reach out. Let me bounce these ideas. Let me see what's really going on. And when I had those conversations with y'all, shit, I think I done cried on the phone with all y'all. Like that shit had me like literally like I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know where else to go, and just the fact that I could hit y'all up and y'all was there. And I, like most of the times, like even if y'all didn't pick up right then, y'all would hit me, hey, what's going on? Y'all drop, and as soon as y'all heard the conversation getting tough, y'all drop it, what y'all had going on, and y'all make sure y'all was there for me. And I can't thank y'all enough. I really appreciate
it. Love, bro. It's all love, bro.
I was
For
always
real,
gonna do
bro.
You already know how I'm moving.
Yeah.
I'm dropping whatever. I'm on
Yeah.
my way, twin.
Yep.
Low.
Wait, what's the question for me though? I thought we was just talking.
No, we was trying to keep the flow like going this way.
Nah,
But this
it's
is
just balance. If you have something to say it.
Shoot, I guess I kind of start about like brotherhood. I always had like, me and my sisters have great relationships. You know what I'm saying? And I got a great relationship with my older brother Raymond. Shout out to Ray. But Ray was a lot older, you know, and I had always wanted like a sibling, like always wanted like a brother particularly, like another brother. Like it's like my age, you know what I'm saying? I can hang out with and do stuff with and chill with. Cause I used to see mostly like I guess you like how dynamic how like my sisters are. So like Ray's my big brother and I love Ray. And I hung out with Ray. Ray took me to do stuff all the time. I had a blast with Ray. But I used to see like how my sisters were, you know, like they would run each other all the time. And there was a pro and con to that maybe for them. You know, they always got a match or, you know, people who think that they supposed to be the same when they really completely different people. Like so it's a pro and con of that, but it's a lot of pros. It's a lot of pros. And I remember a pro at least as a kid, it was be like, you know, if I got into it with one of them, I had to deal with both. So it was like, I felt like trying Ashley, but you better realize Trey is right there. So like, I kind of wanted that little dynamic. So when I met a lot of my homeboys, you know what I'm saying, people I'm friend with close with now, I really value like those like friendships and those brotherhoods as well. Cause I always wanted like that type of relationship, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I guess on that topic, like I'm grateful for y'all and I appreciate y'all, and I definitely want to say like being friends with y'all has definitely filled a void that I didn't think was there, or maybe I was too prideful to admit it was there. Like y'all definitely fill that gap, and I definitely treasure y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
That's real, man. And the transparency, man. Transparency and friendships, man. I learned a great deal of that in my late 20s. Because I realized, you know,
Okay.
I can honestly say I was closed off emotionally. Like
Okay.
on a lot of stuff. And it wasn't until like really hanging around Los, because Los is one of those friends, he'll tell you, hey bro, I love you. And I wasn't like me. I don't know if you tell somebody I love them, but Los will tell you quick, hey bro, I love you, man. Keep your head up.
Yeah.
And then being around his family and seeing them all do the same thing, even to the point like his mom beats me to the point saying, I love you now. Shout out to Lady P.
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just the transparency and friendships, man. Being able to have a level of, you know, comfort in people, to be able to share, you know, the things that you're afraid to show the world, and being able to have that intimate talk with your friend, like, hey bro, look, I'm going through this shit. You know, when you know how y'all boys banded together when I told y'all about my depression, you know, able to, you know, y'all didn't just look at me as a person who was just going through, like y'all really took time to actually understand where I was at mentally and help push me out of that shit. Those backyard conversations, man, talks on the phone with you, twin, or just riding around with you, Los, and talking shit. You know, those moments mean a lot, and they kept me from off that ledge.
let me say this real quick. The day you dropped that shit on Instagram and that fuck move you pulled where you turned your phone off, dog, I could have fought you, dog. Oh my! I was so pissed. Like as soon as I seen that shit, I watched it. I was like, oh no, let me hit him
What you
up.
talking about?
So on his IG, he was just, you know, just letting people know, like, hey, listen, I don't got it all together. I'm going through this depression. So he did the video, and I was like, all right, cool. Let me hit my boy up. This nigga had his phone off for like a day and a half. And when I tell you I was blowing that nigga shit up, dog, like, oh, bro, nah, I'm gonna have to slide on him. I'm gonna have to pull up, dog. And then he finally hit me back. I was like, nah, dog, like, don't ever do that shit to me, dog. If you gotta feel like you gonna go out there and you gonna do something like that, at least allow people that love you enough to fucking reach out, man. I was so hurt, like, cause just the thought of being, like, cause I've been there. I know what that shit feel like. And then the fact that I'm calling you is only just leading me to the worst. You know what I'm saying? Cause not saying that that's the type of person you are, but that's reality. True. The strongest of us go through the hardest of battles, and most of the time, y'all, it's silent. Ain't nobody really like when it really, like when you in the thick of shit, all you thinking about is getting out or that shit beating the shit out you.
Mm-hmm.
Is once you can finally get some air, you know, you reach out to your boys and shit. Like once you finally like, all right, I can't take this no more. Now you reaching. And then I felt that's what it was happening. So I hit him up. Phone off, straight to voice. Oh nah.
Y'all know I'm king of do not disturb.
Oh
Do
no,
not
you
disturb.
gonna have to see me, dog. So
Something like that.
I just wanted to let you know, man. Like that shit. Like I don't take that shit lightly. That shit is so important to me because I really do care about y'all boys. Like I tell each and one of y'all boys I love y'all because I really mean that shit. But like when I go to reach out and y'all boys, I feel like I can't get a hold of you now. Now my brain running.
Nah, but I completely understand that. You know, I would always tell y'all boys if I ever get that low.
Yeah.
Like I'm at this point now where I'm not too prideful to be like, yo, I need help.
Yeah.
Like I get it now. It doesn't make me less of a man.
Not at all.
Because at one point I used to feel like that because that's the stuff that they used to be, you know, preached. You gotta be strong. Don't show no emotion. You know, you go through everything
That's the
and
crazy.
you just figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, you just make sure it get done. That was always, you know, the narrative for me. And I took that and I made what I made out of it. And I can honestly say, you know, I had my good days, I had my bad days, but I'm still standing
Right.
because of learning, you know, how to be transparent with people who actually care. That shit real.
Damn.
Yeah, being transparent, I would say, is pretty key. Before I didn't look at brotherhood the same till I came across y'all, especially y'all too. When we first moved, I think you came first to UCF, and then you hit me up and said you was going out there. I think both of y'all actually said y'all was coming out at the same time.
Yeah.
Previous. I don't want to give energy to
Yeah, I
it, but
feel you. I feel you.
It's all on your face, huh?
He's trying to channel
I
the
ain't
blood.
trying to put no energy into it, but when you always pouring in people's cup, like constantly pouring in people's cup, and you never get that pour back. Not saying that you want it back, but just the thought of you even trying to give it back can mean more.
Yeah.
And it's like you do have people that come into your life that's actually meant to be in your life, and then you have people. How I believe it, like it's either a blessing or a lesson. So it's like people that come into your life is going to teach you something, or they're going to preach you something. And but prior to this, it was like every man for themselves for me. Most of the time, y'all see me, I'm ghost. Most of the time, like I have my moments where I go in my seasons.
Yeah.
That's due to that. Most of the time, just being transparent. It's just like I feel like when you see something in somebody, or you talk to somebody and then you say it out, a lot of people don't like that. I tend to be too blunt. So sometimes you can say something to somebody that can rub them out the wrong way. It's not intentionally. I think I finally found like a safe space where I can kind of be me around y'all for a long period of time where I'm like, all right, they ain't really tripping on certain things I say. But before, bro, I say anything wrong. It was wild. So like coming into that and around like college, I would say didn't like none of my roommates. I didn't like none of them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this, but I did it. Carlos was probably the best roommate I ever had. Like that's when it really solidified. I only met this man like twice at the end of school, and I got a picture with him and Cornelius when we getting ready to graduate. Random as hell. Random. It was super random. And here they like a couple of years later, they at UCF. I'm like, what the fuck? So then we actually link up. Action Pack. Shout out to Action Pack.
Shout out to Action Pack.
Shout out to Action
Cornelius was the extension of Action Pack. He was dead it. But yeah, it's like just stepping into that and getting to know Eli, Josh, and Jay, Chadi, Eric. Shout out to the whole like
shout out
Man,
to
shout out to them guys. That's a good group of folks, bro.
Yeah,
That's a good group of
so
folks
like
right there.
stepping into that. It's like people I hung around with my whole life. Oh, shout out to Rob. Can't forget about my boy Rob.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
but it's Chris, Now, I can't even go through the whole thing, but shout out to the homies. But it's a lot of people that I now see like who's supposed to be in my life.
Yeah.
Compared to trying to guess or be paranoid, like, okay, this person just want to take or they just want to get something from it, or
Yeah.
but having you all around taught me like why I'm valued, like why I matter. So I try to give that back each and every time when I get around y'all boys, like giving. But I'm very like, you know, like I keep to myself. Like I'd rather mind my business than give anybody small talk. But if I'm here, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was ever valued until now, until I came across you guys. But because I know I can go ghost, and I know it can rub people y'all the wrong way. But like seriously, I do value y'all.
For sure. That's love, bro. We
Yeah.
definitely value you too, my guy.
Definitely.
Y'all.
I think now I just view you as that, just being part of your character.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
me.
saying?
Yeah.
I hit Ralph up. No, all right, no, he'll get to me eventually. He hit me back. You know what I'm saying? So when you had said that, I was like, he absolutely right.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you are, you know, in your ghost mode, I don't think any of us hold that shit against you. We know what time
Nah,
it is.
exactly.
We know exactly what season it is, and we respect it.
As soon as he do come around,
Oh,
y'all
boy.
boys on.
Oh, it's time to
But
play
I'm
catch
trying.
up.
It's not all the way healthy though, because like you coming from a place of like, it's still like a place of trauma. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you doing this, feeling like you protecting yourself, but all of you missing out on stuff, and you can't get those times back.
True.
So it's like
Facts. Boy, I missed a lot.
as you start going, like I try to step out more and try to do more, like in certain situations with people, like give people actual like more chances. But like I'm the type, once you cross me, that's it. I can still love you, unconditional. Once I say that, that's to the heart. But I don't have to love you in the way you expect me to love you. It's just like it's just love.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all definitely, I would definitely say brought that out, because a lot of people, I'm not gonna say no, give no energy to it, but like they feel like just because I don't talk to you every single day, I don't care about you. Like, and then situations like, I even had my moments when I graduated college. I wasn't talking to you guys like all the time. And at one point, I was like, yo, they don't care about me. But then I started hearing every last one of y'all stories. And it started to humble me even more. Because like, yo, everybody going through shit.
Bruh.
It's just a lot of people were suffering in silence. Like nobody wanted to really speak on it. So I'm here like freaking out, like, man, how I'm supposed to share this with them? And they look like they everything together. And then once you had that conversation, it's like the weight just finally dropped. Like, damn,
Yo.
but that poker face was on A1. That's just crazy. Like, what? So after you start to see, it's just like, all right, cool. It's like you're not holding that facade anymore. And like once you can kind of get down to the nitty gritty, I feel like that's when the real relationship and bonds really start to build. When you really going through something. And like again, I just value y'all for that. That shit wasn't there.
No, that's facts, man. 'Cause
shit
when
wasn't that
when you
back
moved
there.
back to Miami, dog, and we started kicking it, like
That was crazy.
bruh, like literally, genuinely, like I knew this nigga my whole life.
Yeah.
Literally, stay around the corner from old girl, everything.
That was crazy.
Facts. Same group of friends and
Same group.
everything.
Yeah.
Just wasn't around.
Different time, man.
So let me ask y'all something, because I think y'all all brought up excellent points. We talking about transparency, right? And we talking about how sometimes like trauma can lead us to isolate ourselves and kind of like recharge. But in a way, I kind of do also think that every now and then, like sometimes you do need to just take a step back and really be to yourself.
Oh, I'm not taking away from self-care. I'm never taking away from that. I'll never take away from that.
Yeah,
But I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that y'all not at all implying that, because we definitely all like respect it when everybody just be like, look, bro, I just need to just, you know what I'm saying? But
That Mackay Pfeiffer when you had that cigarette in your I just need that moment, bro. I just need that moment, bro.
yeah, but I think that's important. I feel like sometimes, like I had to learn, like one thing I'll say, like, and I don't think my dad will mind talking about it, like sometimes like I was telling my dad recently, like, yo, sometimes I just can't really talk to anybody right now. Like my dad will be like, okay, like you got something going on, why don't you reach out to the people that's around you? And sometimes it's like, yo, first I need to kind of like adjust emotionally to like where I'm at and
Right.
get a better understanding of why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. And it's not that your friends or your people can't help you, but sometimes you have to first process the situation a little bit before you can even like share it, because you could communicate the wrong emotion, the wrong thing, and it could just create more confusion. So I was telling my dad, like, it was something he wanted to talk about in that moment. And I was like, look, I just can't talk about it right now. And I was like, it's not that I don't want to talk to you about it, but I kind of need to sit back and process it for myself and then like navigate through who I need to go to for that certain thing. Cause sometimes you could bring the wrong thing to
true.
even if they are like good people for you, you could take the wrong thing to the wrong person.
But how do you know if you never did it?
Huh?
How would you know if you never done it?
I mean, that's a good point. But I'm definitely not the type of person who hasn't not like spoken before or opened up like before. It was just that sometimes I wasn't communicating exactly what I was like. I didn't understand what I was feeling, or I didn't understand what I was going through, so I didn't understand anything about what was happening in that moment. So if I'm trying to like get answers, I can't get the answers if I don't even have the right questions to ask.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I do think in a way there's a level of importance about sometimes your people gotta like kind of just, you know, like sometimes they gotta turn their phone off. And obviously like if it's, and I understand like the reason of frustration or being kind of like being like, dog, what the fuck you got going on? Like you done posted this post and like this is like scary. Like you could be going through it. And I definitely understand like if the frustration in that situation. But also like sometimes people like do need to in that situation it would have been best maybe if he would just be like pick up the phone and be like, hey bro, like we can talk about it later, but right now I'm going through it. And I think for you that's really you just all you needed right there.
Listen, what would have been perfect was, hey, listen, I'm finna put something on the socials.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And then he could have posted it and I'd been like, all right, cool, I know he's good.
Yeah.
But dog, like there was so many times where I felt exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was scary for me.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine it. And then this was before, you know, we had all the relationships that we had now. It was just me. So when I identified like, okay, that's what he's going through,
Yeah.
immediately I was like, all right, cool, let me be there, because
Yeah.
that's what I needed when I was in that position or in that state of mind. I was like, damn, I wish, dog, if somebody was here for me right here, right then, like my whole shit would have changed. But I was stuck in that depression for fucking 8-9 months, some shit like that. Fucking lost almost 80 pounds. Like this shit was wild.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, cool. You know, now that I know and I can identify like patterns of somebody going through, you know, something similar to what I went through,
Mm-hmm.
let them at least know I'm here. They can take it or not. You know what I'm saying? I just want to extend that to you, because when I was going through it, I wasn't vocal about it. I was to myself, like y'all boys said, but I was dying. I was like, damn, I just wish somebody would just, you know, just hit my phone and I'm a vent. I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna boo-hoo, I'm gonna do all that. But my thing was like, damn, all right, now that I know this and I had that experience, I don't want any of y'all boys going through that shit. And like the beautiful thing now is like, now that I got kids, oh my gosh, these boys don't have a chance. I'm gonna sit there, like I'm gonna identify it. Y'all ain't gotta talk to me, but just let you know I'm here.
Yeah.
And then that shit would have changed my world, dog. And, you know, and like you can start seeing those things in like you people you love. Like they don't even have to say shit. They just walk in the room, the energy just started, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Something going on. And just being like, hey, listen, I'm here for you. If you want to talk, if you have anything on your mind, take your time. But I'm here. That shit changes that whole perspective.
Yeah.
So, you know, but Carlos is a beautiful, I mean, the idea that you're talking about, I totally understand. Like there's so many things that in which, you know, I really had to just, all right, cool, where I'm at. And you know, like Cornelia said and Ralph said, it's about self. Like I learned that shit the hard way. If you don't love yourself and if you ain't taking care of you, how you supposed to take care of the people around you? So sometimes you just need to take that step back. You need to breathe. You need to collect yourself And then you need to, all right, cool. Let me start reaching out. Let me let
Facts.
everybody know I was in the season. I was in the storm.
Mhm.
I'm still in it, but I'm in a better place where I can at least have question and answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
So
Every day, man, you learning to be a better person, a better version of yourself. You know, a better friend to people. You know, I'm learning that now, like each day. Like I'm around a lot of y'all a lot. Like we all talk, you know, every day, and every day I learn something new about y'all boys. Like even tonight, learn something new about y'all boys.
Facts.
And I always take it in, and I'm always grateful just to be able to have these kind of conversations or have these type of moments, because growing up, these are the things that you wanted. You wanted to have long lasting relationships with your friends where you see the growth and the development in them. It's like we literally all grew up. We men now.
Yeah.
Like you think about where we all started when we all met. You know, we wasn't doing half of the shit we were doing now. You know, you wasn't really, you know, putting that energy into yourself the way that you needed to. And like to see the growth in each and every single one of y'all, it is a beautiful revelation. Like I started this podcast because of conversations I had with y'all. Like this is the y'all were the core value reason for this. Just because I wanted to give space to people to have these type of talks that I'm able to have with my brothers. You know, dudes, y'all who I call on when I'm going through shit. I can hit up Ralph and be like, hey, bro, can I come chop it up with you? Bro, it's clear schedule. We kicking in the backyard, just talk shit for hours. Same thing with you, Los. We be at work talking about everything. You don't miss a beat. And then Twin, I hit you up. Twin to pull up on you quick. Don't care what he got going on.
Nah, he
definitely will pull up.
Twin will pull
Instant
up
transmission,
quick.
like for real.
Twin don't give a fuck where he at.
where you at? All right.
I'm done.
He'll let you know I'm outside.
Shit. So, you know, that shit, that is a very important for me, man. And I just hope that that's able to be radiated through this live, you know, the people to understand, like, yo, if you have friends, make sure you have this type of connection with your peoples, because it's needed. You need those core value friends, the ones that really show you that, hey man, at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through in this world, know you got brothers out here. And if y'all don't know, y'all always got brother right here, no matter what.
Yeah, we already know that.
Facts, bro.
Facts, my boy. If y'all not trying to throw a fastball, but
Throw that shit.
do you think it's bad? Do you think it's bad if no, scratch that. I'm not even gonna say this. No, because I don't know how to form that question. If
Formulate it in your head, bro. We can come
I'm
back
trying
to
to
it.
think of how to say this question.
Looked like
It's
you were
right
searching
there.
for the PC way to say it.
Yeah. Is there boundaries in brotherhood?
Yeah,
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I expect it to be.
What is some boundaries would you would say for yourself?
Shit.
See, I try to keep it. What you say, PZ?
Yeah,
PG.
yeah,
I'm really trying to figure out what y'all boys don't know about me.
No, it don't have to be. It don't have to be necessarily in the way of like don't have to know anything about you. It's just certain lines not to be crossed or like.
Oh well, I feel like you don't put your friends in your relationships. That's one thing. Like you I'm never gonna.
So is brotherhood is a friend or is it a family thing?
That's a family thing. Like you don't put your brothers in. You don't put your family in your relationships.
Okay.
I feel like those two things should always be separate.
But what if they see something that you don't see?
You take it into account. You take it into account. You do. You'll hear them if they bring it to your attention.
I got you.
You know, I'll take that into account and be like, okay, I hear you, and I'll look for it myself. But you know, other than that, I'm not going to directly put you, because I've done that in the past. I've done that in the past, and I seen where it got me.
That don't work.
It does not. It's horrible. Like it doesn't take you down a good place.
So going back down to boundaries, let's bring it back then.
Mm-hmm.
What are boundaries? What boundaries that you wouldn't cross, or like that people wouldn't cross? What boundaries you place? It could be healthy boundaries. For example, turning off your phone. That could be a healthy
Oh
boundary.
yeah, my do not disturb is real.
Like that could be a boundary. Or don't hit me up when I'm going to the gym, going fishing, or with the kids, your boys. Like it's everybody have, like, people have quality time, family time, going out, whoever you going out with. Like, but what are some boundaries?
Like me personally, I think everybody can agree, like disrespectful tones and mannerisms and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've been around each other long enough where we know where we can and can't say, do and can't
Carlos
do.
don't.
I'm just saying.
What?
This guy. What did he say?
Saying what?
Yeah, so I mean, we definitely been around each other long enough, to know exactly where and where not to go, and where not to roam. So like trying to put a specific bound or a title on the boundary in which to call it is kind of difficult, because it's like second nature now.
Mm-hmm.
We know we can't step certain lines. If I start talking about certain things, we gonna the whole energy's gonna change quick. So and honestly, to be completely real, like I think all that shit is like trial and error. Like you never know how far you can go with somebody until you go too far.
Yeah.
But that goes with the boundary.
But
is it not?
yeah, it does.
You know
But
what?
how would you know that that's your boundary until it? You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'll say real quick. I'm learning my boundaries, like, because I realized I didn't have any.
Okay.
And I think that stemmed from, like, remember I told y'all about voids. Like when you want like a brother like so bad, like in that type of situation, like you want a brotherhood, you earn for a brotherhood. You earn for a brotherhood. You tend to just tolerate anything to sustain that.
Oh, okay.
Because of that void you trying to fill. Or so like now I'm at a place now where I'm learning to like be more observant. And not that I don't observe, or not that I don't like see or pick up on certain shit, but I'm definitely learning to be more observant and to start setting more boundaries with not just like brotherhood, but just more so people in general. You know what I'm saying? I'm being way more reserved and being more observant and being like, and not just for myself, but just because it was healthy, just in general. If you want to build healthy relationships, you have to be willing to be, like you said, be transparent. And being transparent with myself was being like, I don't really have boundaries. So I'm like placing more boundaries, and I'm learning to know, okay, like what irritates me, because I spend a lot of time ignoring certain shit, or just not, just kind of just if like not wanting to make a big deal about certain shit. But I'm being more sensitive to myself. Like you talked about self-care. I feel like setting my boundaries is like a form of self-care. So I'm starting to really focus on like, okay, like what are my boundaries? Like what are things I would tolerate, or things I won't tolerate? What are things
that's what I mean about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like what are things I'm willing to put aside and just be like, okay, this is cool for the sake of brotherhood. And then what's the things we're just like, all right, we have to evaluate this. We have to evaluate that. I think that's so important, because you can't just the shit just can't be lawless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's gotta have
Some type of structure.
It's gotta be structured, bro. It's gotta be structured. A lot of time I feel like I know a lot of people who just literally like to tolerate anything. I was one of them niggas for sure. So I had to really be like, all right, and I think a part of it being about a brotherhood is calling out a nigga on some shit and it being okay. You know what I'm saying? If we can't talk, if I can't,
But this is the boundary. This is the boundary. You know what I'm saying? See, now y'all feel it. Y'all feel it. What I'm saying? See, it's a boundary.
No,
See, there it is.
that's
There
real.
it is. But that's a boundary. See, if I
But
go ahead.
I want to say, but some of those boundaries have to be crossed sometimes. like that calling your brother out on certain
Yeah.
things. Like,
But that's I don't
That's
feel
not a boundary. That's
not
you-
a
that's you
boundary.
set
That's,
it.
that's me setting the tone.
That-
yeah. But
I
that
don't-
sometimes you really need to set that tone
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
sometimes niggas just don't know.
Yeah.
No, and it's all about delivery too.
You know,
That-
Of course.
You don't want to go in like guns blazing to your brother, right? You don't want to do that. No, you feel me? Run me that.
King Chief.
Run them pockets. Like you don't want to do it like that, but how y'all all reacted, and clearly it's a boundary. So that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying.
It took me back to the time when you thought me and Los was really beefing.
Yeah. Okay, going back. I had to really like, yo, y'all for real? Like, what's up?
Nah, that was just us. Like we used to we took joking to way too far.
And that was my boundary. See what I'm saying? So it was already crossed. So that's why I intervened and I said, yo, y'all good? Cause this already passed my threshold. Like them words can't fly. Like
Hey, listen, bro. I definitely would say like when it come to roasting sessions and shit, bro. It's like
different.
Carlos doesn't
Yes, bro.
care.
because don't nobody know you better than your friend. So it's just like, okay, you want to hit there? Let's go here.
yeah, bro.
Hey dog, I'm gonna tell y'all a joke. This nigga told me.
Nah, bro, we not gonna put this on the stream, bro. No way, we not doing this.
Got it.
No, cut that. We'll say that after.
Yo, Carlos is the most. Hey dog, man. If anybody knows this man, you know this man can joke for days.
Right.
he's been ruthless since high school.
Humble
boy.
yourself. Humble
Yo, it
yourself.
be Ruthless Records in the restaurant after we close.
Bro, ever since Mr. B's club. Bruh.
Reckless.
Back in the science wing, bro. Carlos was deadly. Not even in his prime yet. Not even in his prime.
He seen the start of it, bro. Because I
Yes,
can't. I
bro.
got tired of people like. I felt like I was always like
The quiet kid.
Yeah, the butt of everybody joke like, oh, we finna get off on this nigga today.
Bro, one day he came with violence.
Listen,
Bro, he came in the guns blazing. He said one joke.
yeah, that was it. Like
One.
I can't even exaggerate that shit enough. Like they would come in here,
Still
like it'd be the whole classroom cooking Carlos, cooking him. He'd say one joke, and then that was it.
Bro, the whole energy shift.
Dog.
The whole energy
one
shift.
joke.
Now
Dog.
you waiting for him to tell jokes now. Like that shit was crazy. Like I was like, no way.
Good
One joke, bro.
times.
One joke. Changed the whole vibe. Changed the whole
Good
vibe.
times,
That's group
bro.
message.
But yeah, when y'all used to
Some group message, dog. That was 2K. That was all 2K based though.
but yeah, when y'all two used to go at
Yeah,
it,
that was all
like,
2K
nah,
based,
bro.
man.
See?
That man used to whoop my ass horribly in 2K. Beat you by 50. Beat you by 50.
So hold on. So back to the boundaries. I think that's a really good question. Like, I'm glad you asked it because like we said before, I know a lot of people who don't have these conversations because they value, like it's almost like you talked about, back to the point about the healthiness of a relationship as opposed to just the relationship.
Yeah.
It can't just be a 2-parent household to be a healthy 2-parent household. So it just can't be a brother. It's got to be a healthy brotherhood. And some people value just something being in that
The
place.
inclusion of it.
Exactly. And sometimes like sometimes for certain situations, no friends is better than friends at all. Like a toxic friendship is not better than being alone and healthy, you know?
Facts.
And if you're not willing to grow
Mhm.
and challenge each other and kind of call each other out on their bullshit, then you selling yourself short and you're not
respecting yourself.
you're not respecting yourself.
Because you can't
bro.
even tell them how you expect them to come back and tell you.
Exactly.
So it's like once you kind of see that dynamic with somebody, you kind of already know how to gauge it. This is going back to the boundary.
Mhm.
Sometimes, in my defense, being too blunt
Mhm.
kicks me in the butt sometimes. Sometimes I have to learn the hard way. Like, hey, but at the end of the day, like, I'd rather tell you the truth
Mhm.
on how I really feel about something
Mhm.
than to just hold back and suppress it. Because I'm not doing myself no justice and I'm definitely not giving you no justice.
Mhm.
So I'd rather just speak exactly how I feel. Sometimes I do try to be mindful of delivery,
Mhm.
but sometimes I just be very passionate about it.
Mhm.
It's not like I'm mad at y'all or anything like that when I'm saying certain
Nah,
things.
you
That's what
just-
anybody. This is what anybody though. Like,
Right.
because people like, oh, Ralph, you yelling? No, I'm just expressing. Like, really, it's not. I don't have no real emotion to like whatever you do with your life. You do with your life.
Mhm.
But if you volunteer to be in my life, it's a certain standard,
Yeah.
and I have to hold you to that because I got to hold myself to that.
Yeah.
So these are like the boundaries of what I'm saying.
And
like,
that's fair.
no, I have to.
That's
I
fair.
have to hold myself accountable.
That is fair, bro.
So it's like So in these situations, when you say brotherhood, I feel like that's locked in for life.
Facts.
So when people say these type of, oh, we friends, I have acquaintances. Most of my friends I call family anyway. So it's like, it's a huge dynamic of how people use their words compared to how I use it.
Facts.
And
Yeah, 'cause words.
nah,
Yeah,
bro,
words
everybody
power.
have their own terminology and things. So at the end of the day, it's like, even my certain family members, bro, you learn from your family first before you learn out here on the streets. Like, to keep it 100, like, you learn everything that you go through family first when you go out and actually create a family unconsciously. Well, subconsciously, because at the end of the day, you earn it for something that you really want, and it starts to come to you. But once you start getting these things and you start to notice more about yourself, sometimes that surrounding is no longer yours anymore. You outgrew it. So this is another boundary that you have to set for yourself again. Like, it's like, okay, I'm here now. Let me see how many people can go up there with me. Not in the sense of, yo, I'm down here, what y'all doing?
Word.
That's a weird ass mentality to me.
Yeah.
But if I have my hand out to you,
You got it one better.
you have to reach out. I'm not finna go down in that motherfucker with y'all. But I would reach my hand down there. I'll reach down there for
do the
you.
work.
But I already went down there already.
Yeah.
I already know it's down there. So let me help you up. But most people don't have that mindset. And that's like, again, that's why when people say brotherhood, I look at it completely different. Because if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. That's a life thing. And but yeah, I feel like boundaries is key now. Looking back
Got
now,
to.
looking
But-
to it, like. But I agree to what you're saying. Like, when you're around you for so long, you get to kind of know everybody demeanor, mannerisms, and stuff like that. I come up, I didn't know y'all used to joke like that. So when y'all used to joke like that, at first I'm like, nah, this getting disrespectful. Like, let me ask real quick. But once I started to learn, I'm like, all right, y'all do y'all shit. I'ma just watch.
But we
Y'all
did
just
tone
did.
it down though.
And y'all did.
We
A lot.
did tone it down.
Not last night in that DBZ though, where y'all was going. No, when I that shit be going wow.
Nah, that nigga always come in there with the fuckery duckery dog.
Man, Carlos had smoke. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
oh,
but that's
yeah,
okay.
dog. He
But
be
yeah.
with the bullshit.
Nah, but yeah, going back, that's how I look at boundaries now.
Good.
Yeah, I mean,
Cause I feel like at this point I know y'all boys very well. Like, y'all know me, cause Carlos be quick to call me out on some shit, and he be like, "Yeah, bro, you know you just like this," and I be hating to hear it sometimes, cause Carlos gives you that father talk.
Oh my God.
Carlos gives you the father talk when he talks to you, and it's not his fault. Cause it's not. I'm gonna literally say this, dog, and don't get mad. You're literally just like your dad, and I see it so clearly, and I get it. It's just you're just another version of him in your own right, and the way that you project yourself onto people and how you speak to them, I can see his influence in you.
Of course.
So when you talk to me, I get it. Like it's not coming from I'm talking down on you, but you exude your father's presence at times when you speak to people, and I see it. Same thing with you, Ralph. Like Ralph, when you get on me about pushing the podcast forward, like because for months I sat on it, and you just be like,
Yeah.
bro, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like Cornelius, you got all these ideas, dog. You got all this stuff, man. You one of the most talented niggas I know. Like what you gonna do, dog?
Yes, sir.
And finally, I just ended up calling you. I was like, hey, bro, I booked me a session. I'm.
that was crazy too.
He's like, nigga, we just talked about this. I didn't think you was gonna do. Hey, nah, bro, I just took a leap of faith.
Moved on it.
And that's like what I take from y'all. You, Cornelius, you got boldness. Cornelius, you got ambition like no other, bro. This man been like a working guy since I've known him, bro. Hard work always came from you.
Yeah, bro.
Carlos, it was more of his patience to things, his approach to things. Like,
Meticulous than a mug.
but it's the creativity that come with it. It's like creativity and patience at the same time. But like, it was things where I would learn with Carlos, like, because we was roommates. It was things that'd get me hot. Hot, bro. Now, that time I was hot-headed. But it was things that'll happen in certain situations where somebody could rub him the wrong way. And I would think to myself, man, cut that man off. And he'd be like, nah, Ralph, you got to go about it this way. And I'm looking at him, man, you stupid as fuck. but sitting there like, no, but that was just me being hot-headed. But in the process of really seeing him like being open to like how he was explaining certain things, like, yo, it's very important to give people chances because not everybody gonna get it right.
Right.
So it's like in that situation of like living with him and seeing like he don't react right away. He will like see it first and map it out and then actually go for it. It kind of like, all right, he look evil like he got he have a mentality like, bro, it's like a mastermind type of shit up in there, bro. I peep.
He claimed that shit like a couple of days
No,
ago.
bro.
We was sitting
Oh, he
outside
did?
at the
See,
restaurant.
bro, he do, bro. I'm telling
He
you,
said
bro.
that shit.
Cornelius, did I not have this conversation with you when I told you that I think Carlos a evil genius, dog?
Nah, bro.
Nah,
He
to a certain extent, bro.
Carlos
To a
literally
certain
one of the smartest niggas I know, but
man.
dog, his
Evil
get back game
genius,
is
dog.
different.
But it all this don't be coming from a place of evil.
I didn't say I wouldn't say evil,
No.
but it's just like how he sit there and play with thoughts
until I map
until he
out the
and
perfect
then once he
plan.
had the blueprint, it's
It's
just
just that because,
strategic.
bro, it just is going full.
That's just like DBZ.
Yeah.
Like, dog, I beat this nigga ass for it. Get it straight. Dog, this man has turned around in literally a couple of months and just like, I'm gonna take this serious
Very
now.
different. But yeah, I take those three things that I would say from you guys
Yeah.
that I see all the time from y'all.
Hey, man, I
And,
take your bro, you're a natural born leader.
this
Yeah.
guy.
Like, no, seriously, Ralph. I'm not even gonna. You know how to bring people together. As much as you say you like to be in your solitude,
I do.
but you know how to bring us all together, bro.
Yeah.
You know how to cultivate that love in the room, whether you believe it or not. Twin, your drive,
I'm telling you, bro.
your
He
drive,
different, bro.
is
He different. He different.
Listen, I'm just figuring it out. That's all I'm
It's
doing.
different, bro.
drive,
That
is
drive is different,
bro. And
Yeah.
Los, I can.
See,
It is your patience, bro. Because I know I'm annoying as fuck. I know, cause I literally I call you kid brother, and I'm the most childish nigga I know.
what you call him? What?
Kid brother.
He used to
No
call
way.
me. He used to call me kid, brother. I used to hate that shit. Be like, boy, I'm not your kid.
He's calling me kid.
I'm your elder, bro. Like, what the fuck is that? He's like, kid brother, every time, dog. He's be like, what's going on, kid brother? I'm like, bro, what the?
What?
That's a very
dog.
unique name.
Yeah, bro, that's hilarious. It's like Uncle Grandpa type of shit. Like, never heard that before, kid brother. That's a wild.
He's calling this nigga kid brother all the time. But it's just like your patience, man. Your level of understanding.
Yeah.
Your willingness to help people.
Yeah.
Cause dog,
Yeah, but sometimes pull that plug, Carlos. Pull that plug, boy. I'm trying to help you, boy. Pull that plug. Then,
I literally seen this man. Like, we went to the gas station one time, and Carlos was like, we was in a rush to get somewhere, and Carlos decided he wanted to stand there and have a 15-minute conversation with this homeless dude.
Wait, what?
Remember, we was at Wawa.
Bro, I don't remember that, bro.
This man had a 15-minute conversation with a homeless dude.
I do remember that. I remember it right now.
His patience with people. The man just talking to Carlos.
but sometimes I be feeling. Sometimes keep it real, Carlos. You don't want to be hearing people shit. You just
At
want them to
all.
move. See, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I live with him, bro. I live with him, bro. I know, bro.
Hey, listen
bro.
to
I
me.
know, bro. I'm telling you.
99% of the time, bro. And that's the thing, bro. And that's why I be telling people, like, I be like, don't be so quick, to judge the action, because sometimes my heart really don't be in it.
Nah,
But
bro.
I understand the importance of it. Like, sometimes, like, if like I wouldn't talk to that nigga for 15 minutes.
So I told you.
You know what I'm saying?
bro.
But I could tell he needed someone to talk to.
Exactly.
So I was able to put my own like selfishness
He have his own
aside.
discernment.
Yeah, like and just kind of just doing it, like, cause like my sister say all the time, Carlos is the most friendly, antisocial person I've ever met.
Lies.
At when it was at B Church, bro. Like I leave church, I don't want to talk to nobody, but I'll literally sometimes talk to everybody. Eventually, I started setting boundaries and just wouldn't talk to nobody. But yeah, I don't want to make this about
Now
me.
you can't go out and not talk to people now. Like that's kind of that's.
I mean, but you understand.
This is
the-
Carlos
You
here.
don't
You talking
understand.
about,
You don't
Bro,
understand.
I know this,
This
but
man
I'm
will
saying
show
like
up to church, literally, bruh. He'll come in, hey, what is looking like in there? Literally, because I'll be sitting in the lobby chilling. This man walking up, hey, man, what is looking like in there? All right, bruh, I'm finna go sit in the chapel. Text me when it's about time to leave. And it's just funny like that. And then he'll walk around to the front. He'll be like, yo, where my sister at? All right, I'm gonna holler at you, bro. And then he go.
yeah, I would definitely say yeah. I always got that vibe. Like he listen, but he don't care, bro. Not all the time. Not saying all the time. He there when it counts. But 90% of the time when people just talking to him, I know he looking at him like, why are you saying? Why are you talking to me? Back up.
You're
Nah,
done now.
I've been peeped out.
That's funny.
I've been peeped out.
That's funny.
But man, just again, I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all for the night.
Yeah.
This was a conversation well overdue that needed to happen. All four of us in the room. It is very hard to get all of us in the room because boy, we
Life.
between the jobs I work,
Yeah.
the jobs you work, Carlos, you always at work. Twin, you be out here with the kids. Father of the year,
Nah, I ain't all that.
what up, man?
Definitely.
I ain't all
Hey,
that.
listen.
Hey man,
Give
If you a
still
father to your
here.
child, you a father of the year
Father.
for that child.
Facts.
So that makes you a father of the
Facts.
year, bro.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that
Facts.
perspective.
yeah, man. So I thank y'all boys, man. Once again, like I said, I thank y'all for the brotherhood,
For sure.
and then I thank y'all for the transparency in it
Always.
and being able to grow with y'all boys. Like I said, we 10 plus in this thing right now, just vibing, and I appreciate that because there's a lot of people I don't fuck with.
Facts.
Like, I don't be caring to do it, but I appreciate y'all for this, man, and actually pushing me to do this. So I must give y'all flowers for this because y'all boys are the reason for me being on this podcast, making this shit happen,
For
building
sure.
this platform to turn around and give back to others, to show them like, hey man, at the end of the day, you have a voice that needs to be heard. Never
Right.
feel like there's anything that's too big or too small that you want to do. You know, just a little faith in yourself and the right people around you, you'll get to where you need to be. And that's real. And I've learned that through my brothers. Because they same way I celebrate their wins, they celebrate mine.
Facts.
And that's
100%.
real. So again, I thank y'all for coming, tuning
Alright.
in to this Teddy Talks podcast show.
Yes,
This
sir.
is another beautiful episode, man. I thank you for my brother. Shout out to Penthouse Studios.
He's trying so hard not to laugh.
Shout out to the beginning, bro. Shout out to Chan.
Shout out to
Chan.
Hey, man, what y'all trying to eat after this?
Follow me at
Eh.
my_double_perspective_. This man put smoke in the screen again.
yeah.
Good job, Chan.
Yeah, man, we want all the smoke in the room.
Hey,
man,
follow at Loso Go Loco, man.
All right. I just want to give a some quick shout outs. I want to give first shout out to God. I mean,
Facts.
without him, none of this would have been possible. I would have
Facts.
never met these boys here, and my life wouldn't have been the same. I want to give a shout out to James and Pat. I want to give a shout out to Mom and Dad. I want to give a shout out to Corey, Chaz, and Jay. And most importantly, I want to give a shout out to my wife and my kids. I do everything for y'all, and I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all, boys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
again. Hey man, shout out to Loso Go Loco. Shout out to Bellywear. Shout out to My Perspective.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, the song Saint.
Ain't for the week. Hold on, we gotta add that in there too.
Hey,
now
yeah, we got a
Hold on.
whole nother podcast coming.
Hold,
Ain't for the week.
there's been some legal issues with that right now.
Yeah.
But believe me, as soon as I get that handled, we gonna take it. We gonna take
I
off.
got you.
We
Say less.
gonna take off.
Say
But I
less.
appreciate y'all boys. Ain't for the week. Please look out for that. But we ain't gonna take away from Teddy
Hey,
Talk, baby.
Hey man, I'm dropping a mixtape this summer called Shirt Off Summers. I'm really dropping that this summer. Working on my first single right now. I really am. No, I'm dead serious. I really got a
Nah, I
single.
believe. I believe.
man,
I'm ready to hear this.
It's called Rounds. It's coming. Featuring my boy, Eastside Bobby. We in this thing.
Yes, sir. Eastside Bobby. Shout out to my boy.
So man, we
My
really,
boy Jared, man.
really finna make some things happen. So thank you again for tuning in to Teddy Talks the podcast. You know, peace, love, and chicken grease, people.
Facts.
I said peace.